will notify you once you begin your broadcast. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi all, good morning. Am I audible? Good morning, Tarak. Good morning, Karthik. Well, let's wait for another couple of minutes and we shall start, right? We have just around six people here. Oh, four people, sorry. So let's wait for another 2 minutes and we shall start. Hi, Vipul. Hi, Rajiv. And hey, Sandeep. Well, let's start for the day. We have everyone joined us. So, today we are going to speak about the Azure Active Directory that we have. So, that's going to be our module 8, a bit short module, but still like interesting topics that we are going to have. So this is completely about how you are going to manage your tenants, how you are going to manage your groups, single sign-on, your multi-factor authentication, all these things using Azure Active Directory on Azure Cloud. So let's get into the objective. By the end of this module, you'll be able to understand how to implement an Azure AD Connect and how to go up with a single sign-on. I will also show you the enterprise applications. And the next module is also a part of the same, where we are going to develop an application. We are going to show how you can go up with single sign-on. The next is about setting up Azure Active Directory and adding the custom domains for it. So how you can add the custom domains. So we're going to get a custom domain space. You're going to get a free node. Okay. So you need to give all those things. Next will be about monitoring your Azure Active Directory. Monitoring your Azure AD is about you're going to have something called as health status, where you're going to check the Azure AD tenants And configuring single sign-on with SaaS applications, yes, the multi-factor authentication single sign-on will be discussed here. And then about adding the users and the groups to the applications. So that's going to be the objective for today. And let's start with the how Azure AD is going to work for you. So Azure AD, before going to the Azure Active Directory, we simply had something called as Active Directory. And the Active Directory will be working from the on-premise environment, which is a Windows Server Active Directory environment. So now, once after we move towards cloud, we have all our accounts, let's say our Office 365 or IaaS or the PaaS platform that you're going to speak, all these things runs on the cloud environment. And you need to give something called as access for people who are going to access all these accounts, right? All these tenants, let's say services. So we have brought all these tenants, I mean the users towards from the on-premise environment towards the Active Directory environment. And that's where we had been towards a service called Azure Active Directory. The Azure Active Directory will help you to connect all your on-premise directories, all your groups, all your federated services towards something called as Azure AD, which is on cloud, which is on Azure Cloud. So you can have a synchronization between the on-premise environment and the cloud environment that we have here. And we would be using a tool called AD Connect to get connected on that. So that's about Azure Active Directory. The Azure Active Directory also helps you to share the subscription with others. You can share the subscription, it's called B2B, with other customers. Let's say the customers who are not into your company, the customers who are with different companies, still you can share it. You can also share the subscription to your customers. You can make an application to be signed in by the customer's user account itself without adding them towards your Azure AD. That's the external user whom you're going to add it on your group of lists to access the machines. So that also you can do with this Azure AD. Let's get on to it. Let's speak in detail about how this is going to work. So the on-premise will interact with the Azure AD. You can find it here. We have a simple connection. And the Azure AD has a secure layer where with the help of the AD Connect, it's going to get connected towards your cloud environment. So once when you sign in, it's going to be a single sign-on where multiple applications even can be signed in at the same moment. Let's say it's same like how your Google works. Let's say you open a new tab, you're going to move for gmail.com, and you open another new tab, you go for YouTube. It's going to work for you, right? So that's a single sign-on, and that's the same how here it's going to work. It's like a simple connection where you have a self-service, and once when you provision all those things, your single sign-on is going to work. Here is the overview of your Azure AD. The Azure AD was previously there at the on-premise environment where we used to manage it with Windows Server Active Directory, and we could have multiple tenants in the sense multiple users, and in this multiple users, you will also have something called as groups. You can group it like, say, for example, building a separate department. You can building a separate group. Let's say developers a separate group, testers a separate group. Okay, so those things you can do it on the Active Directory. You can also have a self-service. Self-service is about the access that you're going to give. Let's say a multi-factor authentication layer. Okay, probably using a mobile app or using a Windows. Your Windows laptop or MacBook, anything. So you can give an authentication using this self-service. And the single sign-on is the one which we were discussing already. So for any sort of applications, you can just prefer single sign-on to get signed in at any moment of access with identity management service. So there we go with the complete AD architecture. Now, the Azure Active Directory and the normal Active Directory that you have at on-premise has lot many major differences. With the Active Directory, there's nothing called as group policy. It will not allow you to manage the computers of how the traditional Active Directory works. If you want to manage your computer, you have to set the health status, you have to check the performance, all these things using OMS, right? And you can take a backup, all those things using Azure Backup, whereas Azure AD is not going to work for you, or Azure AD Connect is not going to work for you. AD Connect is just to migrate, it's just to connect the services of whatever you have at on-premise environment towards a cloud environment. The computers can also be registered, but we cannot enforce policies. That is, on the traditional computers or on the on premise environment, you cannot set role based access control over here. So that's not possible. That's another cup of thing that you cannot do. And we do have the notion of an organization unit. That's you cannot have an organization unit over here. Instead, you can create groups. So that's possible. That you can do. Okay. So here goes the AD identity management capabilities. The AD identity management comes up with multi-factor authentication. The MFA is the one which I was speaking about, sending OTP message, sending your, let's say, probably your uh, authentication that you're going to give from your laptop or you're going to give it from your mobile. So that those things you can do. That's multi-factor authentication that we have. Next is about device registration. Device registration is where you're going to say that this is going to be the device which often works for sign in towards my AD account. Okay. And the next you have is self-service password management. That's you're going to set up your password. Okay. You're going to reset the password on your own. So that's self-service management. And you have the group management, self-service group management. You can enforce a policy towards a particular group, so that's self-service group management. And privileged account management is that having one guy as a user or an administrator, owner. Okay, so those things. And you have the role-based access control. The role-based access control is just about how you can, let's say, owner can access any sort of account, right? A contributor can just access a virtual machine, or let's say a log analytics guy can just access the logs of what he has. So those things are role-based access control. Application usage monitoring, being a contributor, you can monitor your applications. You have plenty of enterprise applications and you can monitor it. Rich auditing and security monitoring is about the complete alerts that you're going to take. Let's say if there's going to be anonymous login, which is going to happen, then you will take a complete log onto it. Let me help you to make sense on the AD domain. Okay, so what you guys can do is you can just log into your Azure portal here, portal.azure.com. So here you can go for, see at the left you have Azure Active Directory. This is how your AD works. Okay. So you can just see that you have users, you have groups, all these things. Okay. The very first thing what I will do is I will help you guys to go up with a demo where you can understand how you can put up your users and how you can put up your groups. Okay. So let's say I will go for a new note. I will speak about Azure AD here. So the first thing that I'm going to speak on this module is I will be having several things. So first is about users and groups, installing AD Connect. I will also perform a demo on adding services, adding users, okay, to MFA. That's your multi-factor authentication. And we will also speak about further things like health status. Okay, so these are the demos that we are going to speak today. Let's go for users and groups. Here you can find something called as users. Yep, I am supposed to speak about the custom domains as well. So this also I will do. Right. So users and groups is where you have users here. You can just go here and you can create a new user. You can say I will click on new user and I can add a user here. Username and profile, what the guy is going to be. If you need, you can add him on a group. You can also put him on a properties, a group of properties that you manage. Okay, so that's called your Azure AD, where you're going to create a user. Now, primarily, what I wish to do is that I would go for the virtual machine, and we have something called as AD Connect. See, you have AD Connect, right? So the AD Connect is where you will copy all your on-premise tenants, okay, towards the cloud environment. You can find here we have AD Connect. So let me go for this AD Connect and I will say that I need to install AD Connect on my on-premise environment. So I don't have anything called as on-premise server now. Consider this lab VM will be working as a lab server for us. Okay, will be working as an on-premise server for us. So let's click on start to start this machine. And once when it gets done, I'll go to the server machine and I will install Azure AD Connect on that. I hope you people are able to follow. Hey guys, any questions? Are you all there? Okay, thank you. Well, the machine is started. Let's copy the IP address. So from here, I will log into the Azure portal. Okay. Yes, there we go. Let me go for the local server and I will make sure that my IE enhanced security configuration is turned off. It's getting disconnected. Give me a moment. Yes. So here I would check that it's at off. Let me go to the Azure portal from here. Let's go here and I'll sign in. Yep. So here you can go to the Azure AD. and go to the AD Connect, you can find that you should have something called as download AD Connect. So let's download the AD Connect. Click on download here. Let's click on save. Let's run the same. Yes. So here we go. Click on I agree. Okay. And click on continue. You would be getting this where you have to go for the customize, and you should say where you're going to get synchronized as such. Let's say specify your custom installation. Okay. Or you can say use an existing SQL server or existing service account, anything. So you can just click on install and this will get installed. And once after this gets installed, it will ask you for a user sign in. So now what we need to do is we have to go for something called as Active Directory Federation Service. So that's a software component which is deployed on your Windows Server operating system, which will provide users with single sign-on for systems and applications which are located across the organization. So you can use this user logins which we are going to create it on the Azure AD Connect. So meanwhile, I will go to the server manager and I would go for dashboard, click on add roles and features. Let's go for next, role based. Okay, let's click on next and you should find Active Directory Federation Service. So let's click on this Active Directory Federation Service and I will install the same. Right, so let's install this. Let's wait until it gets done. See here you can find it, right? It says password hash synchronization, pass through authentication, okay, federation with Active Directory service, all these things. Let's click on next. So here it will ask you for the username and password where it has to get signed in. So now what you need to do is that you have to come to the Azure portal and here you can create users. I'll say I will create a user here. So let's click on new user and I'll name the user here. So user one. It's going to be on my domain. So you should give user one at Rinky K2 Outlook dot on Microsoft.com. See this domain name, you can find it here. When you move the cursor towards your right corner nearby to your account name, you can find the domain name. I hope you guys can see it, right? You have a domain name. Okay, you need to give that domain name, and you give the profile if you need any profile to be created. So let's say Rinky CodeSizzler. So developer department cloud practice. Okay, let's click on OK. And properties. So it's going to be on your Azure AD. And if you have any sort of groups, you can add it towards groups. The person, you can add it on a group. Directory role, let's say this person is going to be a global administrator. Okay, I'll click on OK. And you have password, you need to copy this password as well. So let's allow access, let it copy the password, and I'll click on create to get it created. So now once after it gets created, you can find the user over here. User 1 had see rinkyk2 outlook.on microsoft.com. And using this user, I'm going to sign in. So I would say rinkyk2, sorry, user 1, rinkyk2 outlook.on microsoft.com. And this is going to be my password. Just click on next. So it's connected to the password is expired. Okay, yeah, this is a temporary password. I need to give a new password. So let's go for another window. See, we need to update the password here. And now let's give it over there. Okay, so you can go here and you can see that this is going to be my password. So that's connect towards the Microsoft account. Okay, the AD account. And here you're going to locate your forest. Either you can set up a directory or anything. Okay. So meanwhile, in your on-premise, I hope you guys know, you can come here, see it gets done. And once after this is done, sorry. Once after that installation is done, you can go for your ADFS here. And here you can add the users. Okay. So configuration required, you just click on this. It asks for the configuration, you can configure it. Okay. Create the first federation server in the federated one. So let's select it or add a federation service. Okay, we are waiting for it. It's getting loaded yet. And Active Directory domain administrator account. Okay. Give me 1 sec. Let me check this. Are you able to see the screen now? I'm sharing my screen, guys. Oh, yep. I'm sorry about it. Okay. Sure, Jairab. Jairab, we did couple of things here. One is about creating the AD one. Okay. So I downloaded the AD Connect and I have installed AD Connect here. I have also created a user. Okay. So in my Azure portal, I have created new user. You can find it on my screen. The user name is user one. I will even once again repeat it about how to create a user. Okay. So you can click on new user on your default directory and you can name it here. Let's say user 2. Okay, and the domain name you can give it as user2 at the rate. You can find the domain name at the right, isn't it? So you can give that user2 at the rate rinky k2 outlook dot on microsoft.com, and you can select the profile here. We are going to give the first name, last name, all these things. Okay, so you can install, you can give the name. I'll repeat the steps, guys. Give me a moment. So I'll say user CodeSizzler, and I'll say the job title as developer cloud practice. Let's click on OK, and we have the properties. You can put the default property that we have for the Azure AD. Okay, and we have groups here. You can add towards any groups if you own it. We don't have any groups here, and you're going to give the permission, like he's going to be a default admin or global admin, okay, limited admin, all these things. So I will say global administrator. Let's click on OK, and you should copy the password from here. So this is the default password that you get. You need to copy the password. So let's put it on Notepad, and we shall click on create to get it created. So a new password will just get created over here. No, by the next time you log in, you have to log in with the user two. Maybe let's say in a private window or something, you can log in with user two account, and you need to change the password. So that's one thing. The second thing is the installation that you have for AD Connect. So you go for Azure AD Connect, you click on download Azure AD Connect, you would be able to download an AD Connect agent. Okay. So when you download that, you would be getting this window. You can find this, right? You can just click on next, next, and you can find this window which gets added up here. So you can just say you're going to add a forest. Let's say I would add a forest as CodeSizzler. Okay, name this CodeSizzler, and let's click on Add Directory. And here we go. So we are creating a new AD account at the on-premise. So I would say it's going to be codesizzler.com or .info slash Azure AD. And I would give a password here. I need to remember the password as well. Are you able to follow now, guys? Can you just put an heads up on that, please? Okay, cool. Thank you. So let's click on OK to get it added up. So it says the domain name is not available as such. Now the point is that you need to put a domain name, okay, where let's say for example, yeah, it's there. Or let's try with this. The problem is that we don't have the domain here. Yeah. Okay, so that's the problem. We don't have the domain here. Okay, what you need to actually do is that the very first step, you need to, hey Chandu, I am trying to help you guys to understand how the AD Connect will work. Okay, but makes sense. I don't have the domain privileges here, so I'm not able to do it. Okay, what you need to do is you have to download this AD Connect. You have to install it. Okay, once after you install the AD Connect, you need to come up. You have custom domain names here. See, I showed you in my notepad. I'm going to perform 4 demos. I'm going to have the custom domains. I'm going to have the users and groups, and I'm also going to install the AD Connect. So let's go up here. See, you need to click on add custom domain, and you have to add this domain. So let's say it's going to be edureka dot tk or edureka.co anything, you can add the domain. And then once after adding the domain, you need to verify the records. That's your text record and your mx record over there. So those couple of things are highly important whenever you go for adding a custom domains. I don't have a domain here, but please make sure that you would be adding a domain when you work, and then you would be giving your credentials as in your AD Connect. When you go up there, you need to give the same domain name and the federated service that we have. Is that okay? Are you clear? Hey guys, let me know if you're not clear, please. Okay, I will just deal from the scratch. Okay, just make sense. I'll deal from the scratch. Okay, so what I did the very first step is that I was at Azure AD Connect. Okay, I came to Azure AD, and you have a tool called Azure AD Connect. The AD Connect will help you to connect with the on-premise tenants what you have. Okay, so to do that, you need to go for the server manager, and in the server manager, you can find. I will again repeat it. Okay, I'm speaking about connecting your on-premise. Okay, connecting your on-premise tenants to your cloud AD. So for this, what I need to do is I need to first go for adding the roles and features on Azure AD. Okay, so this is going to be my ADFS, Active Directory Federated Service. So you go here, click on Manage. You have Add Roles and Features. Click on the Add Roles and Features. When you click on Next, let's say Next, you can find this, right? You have Active Directory Federated Service. So you can click on this Active Directory Federated Service, this one, okay, and you can click on Next to get it added. So I have added this on my machine, and once when I add it, I would be getting this window. I hope you can find it on screen. So on this window, you're going to work on, okay, adding the users or anything. So you can just go here, you can see that you will go for ADFS management and you would add the user. Okay. So once after you add the user, see for example, you can click on view, customize, and you can see what all the things that you have here. And if you have any sort of users added up, it will be listed out over here. Okay. So give me one sec. I will show you even how we can add the users here. We had options here. They have changed the things. Give me one sec. Is there anybody using this ADFS? Any idea where we have that option of adding the user? That comes as default, right? Active Directory Domain Service. We don't have it or what? Yeah, we are not able to find it. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Sandeep. You're right. It was Sandeep, right? Yes. No, I can put it from here. I will do it. Give me a second. Thanks. Yeah, it's not installed. I will install it. Yes. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Sandeep. Meanwhile, even you guys can try installing this ADFS and the ADDS on your local server, please. Yes. So configuration required. Let's click on close and let's go for the server manager. Yes, now I could see that. Thanks, guys. So let's go here and we shall configure this. Let's promote this server to a domain controller. Yep. So here you could say that I would add a domain for this, okay, to an existing domain. Or you can even say you can add a new forest here. You can click on add a new forest and you can give the root domain name. Let's give a new forest. I would say it as CodeSizzler. Let's click on next. Okay, got it. So I would say codesizzler.info. That's a domain name. So it asks for a password. So this will take for the NetBIOS domain name as well. Yes, I would click on next. Yep. So this gets your ADDS to be configured. Let me know if you have any questions, please. What happened, Joyrup? See, Joyrup, I did not do anything. I'm here at ADDS installation. You need to go for add roles and features in your server manager, and from the server manager, you need to go for see here. Click on manage. You have add roles and features. You can click on next. Okay. and I'm here at the installation type. I'll click on next, again click on next, and here in the server roles you need to select ADDS and AD Federation Service and click on next to get it installed. That's what we are performing now. Are you clear, Joyrab? How about others? Harsha, Sandeep. Okay, cool. Thanks, Tarak. Thanks all for responding. Jairep, let me know if you have any questions, please. It's configuring the DNS service for us. Takes a long time. Can we keep this on hold and we shall go for the next demo? Meanwhile, let it get happened at the background. Okay, thanks, Harsha. So let's keep this. Okay, I will come back speaking about the ADDS, all these things. Okay, let's keep this on hold. I'll go for the Azure AD now. And in this Azure AD, see, I cleared these two things. Okay, I have spoken about the AD Connect. I helped you to make sense about the custom domains. Now I'm going to help you on working at users and groups. So users is where you're going to create new user. Okay, your individual user to your let's say your Active Directory. That's your Azure Active Directory. Okay, so you can add users towards your Azure AD, and one which we already did. You can also add groups. You can go here and you can find we have groups here. You can click on create group here, see new group, and you can create groups. You can add members into this group. I would say group type, let's say it's a security one. Okay, and the group name is going to be developers CodeSizzler. This is a group of Azure AD developers. Membership type, I would say it's going to be assigned. Okay, and members, you can call the members who are already there. Probably, let's say I can call these guys Anish, Ahmed, all these users. I can click on select and I'll click on create to get it created. So now it's going to add the users, that is two users who are already existing on the Azure AD towards a group. Okay. Yes, successfully created group. Now let's go for groups, and you can find there's going to be a group called Developers CodeSizzler. So on this group, you can put up an action. Okay, you can put up a policy inside this group. Who are all going to be the owners? Okay, what are the applications that has to be installed, the devices which has to be registered. You can put all these things over here. Let's say add owners, and you can add the owners from here. You have a list of people who are at your AD, and you can add the owners from here. Are you clear? Joyrup, you would not be able to find Azure AD in your VM. You would be able to find something called Active Directory Domain Service and Active Directory Federated Service. Check that, please. Hi, Arsha. Yes, you can migrate your on-premise AD to the Azure AD. That's what I'm trying to show you guys on this. Once after this ADDS gets done, once after this installation, yeah, this is done, right? I will try to show you here. Okay, you can do that. Joyrup, are you meaning that you're not able to find Active Directory domain service and Active Directory federated service on your account, on your VM? Joyrup, you should be able to find it. Give me a moment. I'm trying to connect to my VM. Okay. So once after it gets connected, I will show you. You should be able to find it. It will not be installed. You have to install it. It will not be installed in pre-default. Let me try downloading the RDP once again. Yes, let's log in. Hey Rajiv, as a best practice, we need to create users and groups in on-premise, isn't it? Uh, Joyrup, there are a couple of things. Okay, one is like, let's say if the companies are like from the traditional one to the cloud, okay, then there's no goal that they should go for the traditional. They should go for the on-premise. They should create users and groups from there, and they need to install it. But if it's like already there where you're going to manage it from the Azure AD only, then you no need to put it on the on-premise at all. You can just go up with the direct cloud one. Okay. Hey Arsha, for Azure VM, cannot we open console view? For console view in the sense, Arsha, what do you mean? Are you saying that from a browser you need to open it? Like VMware VM? No, no, no. You know, you don't have that access here. Only via RDP here. So see here it gets the group policy tenant to be added up. Group policy client is getting added. Okay, if the server is not able to get RDP, if it's hung or a good question. So that's where we have something called as diagnostic settings, right? You have diagnostic server settings, and that will help you to troubleshoot automatically. You're not going to do it. Azure will do it. Are you clear, Asha? Cool. I'm just waiting for this to be configured. Give me some moment. So now once this lab VM is up, you'll be installing AD Connect on it to get connected to the Azure AD. Yeah, that's right, Chandu. You're right. Yes, Tarak, the machine is getting restarted. Even you can find mine. It would take a bit long time because it has to install the group policy. Okay, so let's wait for it. Meanwhile, let me know if you have any questions, please. So let's go for local server. I should be able to find the things here. It's getting loaded. Okay. Chandu, I hope you remember yesterday we were doing Azure Site Recovery. Were you there or not? Yeah, I remember you even posted questions. We were speaking about Azure backup, all those things. Migration stuff, yes, we just have an heads up, but not actually the exact migration because this is implementation, not architecture. Okay, so we have an heads up alone on the recovery service. That's on module 10. We are going to work on it. Okay, so this DNS and all these things have been configured. Let's go ahead and we shall give me one sec. configure this federated service. Let's give the federated service display name as CodeSizzler. Well, I don't have this SSL certificate with me. Check it from the ADDS. Yes, got it. So we should go for this Active Directory users and computers. Yep. So here I have this codesister.info. You can go to the users. Got it. So you can click on new user. See, you can say new. Okay, user here, and you can give the first name and last name. So this is what I mean. I guess Sandeep or someone was speaking about. You can say user AD. Okay, let's say A. The last name is CodeSizzler. User A CodeSizzler, and login we are going to set it as user login name. We are going to give it as user3 at codesister.info. Let's click on next, and I will create this. Let's click on next, and we shall finish creating it. Now let's go for the Active Directory federated service. So we have this. Cool. We need to install the AD Connect now. Let me go to the Azure portal. I should find it on my downloads itself. I should have the AD Connect, which I downloaded. So let me go for the AD Connect. I have installed this. Yeah, there we go. So use express settings, username, it's going to be user1 at the rate codesizzler dot on microsoft.com. Okay, let me check it once again. Okay, user1 at the rate drinky. I'm sorry about that. So user1 at the rate drinky k2 outlook dot on microsoft.com. So let's select this. I often forget my username and password. Yes, now I'm able to connect. So this will connect you towards the ADDS now. Okay. So it's asking for the username, what we have it here. Okay. Let's give it as the one which we created. No, you can find it here. Let's go to the properties. and here you can give it as codesizzler.com slash whatever the username we have, right? You can represent it that. Let me make sure that I would give it as, give me one sec, let me check. User 3. Okay, thank you. So I will say user 3 here. Okay, the password. Let's click on next. The specified domain name does not exist. Is it codesister.info? Do you remember, guys? The provided user is not a member of the enterprise admin group. Okay, so this guy, I need to put him on the enterprise admin group. Let's say move this person towards enterprise admin. Okay, so I have, this is the enterprise admin group that I have. Probably I could go to the members and I can add members here. I will click on add, and we have this guy, right? We don't have it here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It had been long time I worked on it here. So properties, members, add. But still I'm not able to find this guy. Probably let's do one thing. Why not we can just say user 3, right? And let's check the names. User 3 at codesister.info. Yep. So now we have added this person, right? So now let's go ahead and let's again say that it has to check for it. Yep, there we go. CodeSizzler.info that has not been added. Continue without mapping itself. Okay. I don't want to map it because that's my corp account. So once when I say this, it's going to install it. It's going to have the synchronization. So now it synchronized the on-premise AD tenant with the cloud one. Okay. I'm sorry, there were bit confusions. Okay, because it's like long time that I worked on these ADFS. Hope now you can find it, right? Let me know if you have any questions, please. Hey Arsha, thanks here. Thanks for your comments. So now if I add the user in on-premise, I can see it in Azure AD as well. Is it right? Chandu, you're right. So it gets synchronized. Okay, it's getting synced. So what you can do is once after it gets done, you can go to your Azure AD. Okay, let's log into the Azure AD here. So let's go for Azure Active Directory, and here you can find it. Go to users. Can you find this on-premise directory synchronization? I hope you people are able to find it, right? You have on-premise synchronization, and once when this process is done, you should be able to find the user 3 as well. Okay, when you refresh this, you can find this user 3 as well. You have the refresh icon here. Okay, so that's about your Azure AD synchronization that you're going to do with AD Connect. Let me know if you have any questions, please. Hey Chandu, so yes, Azure AD Connect can be installed only on on-premise server. But that's actually for the synchronization what we do here. People, why you're not able to connect to Azure AD Connect? Asha, you're right. For AD synchronization, both domain names should be same, and that domain name should be verified here. Can you find this? You have something called as AD Connect. Wait, I will show you. Yeah, before AD Connect, you have custom domain names, right? You should have verified the domain name here. If not, it will be the same like ringkey@outlook.onmicrosoft.com. So you would be having, let's say, for example, if it is harsha@outlook.com, then your account would be like user1@harsha@outlook.onmicrosoft.com. Any questions? Yes, my password is expired. Password? How come a password could get expired, Vipul? You would have got a new password, right? When you create a new account, you should have got a new password. You should have copied it. If not, you can try resetting the password. That should help you out. And hey, Chandu, on Microsoft.com is the default one. Yes, you're right. Unless you do custom domains, you would be having the default one. Vipul, there should be only one domain which you have configured. Maybe two organizations you can do, two groups you can do. All those things are possible, but only one organizations you should configure it. Sure, Asha. Let's have a break. Let's have a break for 5 minutes alone, Harsha, quickly. We still have just subscription sharing and another one topic which is about multi-factor authentication. If we are done with it, we are all good for the day. So let's have a break for 5 minutes. We shall close this and then we can go for the other two topics as well. Okay, it's a short module today. So let's complete it at one shot, please. Hi, Chandu. Uh, Can I sync multiple forests with this AD Connect? I mean, different organizations. Yes, you can. You can do that. You can sync multiple things. That we call it as B2B, business to business. Okay. Probably that you would be having it in the next demo that we are going to do. I mean, like the next module that we have is about Azure AD B2B synchronization. Yeah, Harsha, go ahead, please. Take a break for 10 minutes, guys. Let's join after 10 minutes. Join up, sure. I would be more than happy to do that. Michelle, where I can make my domain in VM. Vipul, you're going to add the domain. You're not going to make the domain. I mean, like, you need to represent it on your Active Directory domain service. You go to the server manager, you should have something called ADDS, which you have installed, and here you need to configure it. Let's have a break quickly for some 10 minutes, guys. Hey all, are you there? Yeah, thanks, Harsha. Hey Joyrap, are you there? Hi Karthik. Hi Tarak. Yeah, I'm just looking for Joyrap. Is he available? Okay, looks like he has not come back. Probably, let's not waste time. Okay, I just want to complete the couple of demos quickly. Okay, so let me go ahead. We will be speaking about sharing the subscription and with the multi-factor authentication. Okay, so the very first factor is that you can find that I have created a user account, though he might be a admin. Okay, he has been given as a global administrator. Still, he would not be able to access the Azure AD account, or he would not be. He can access the AD account, but he would not be able to Azure access the subscription. For a better example, I'll just go for incognito window, and let's go for the Azure portal. Yep. So let's sign in with this account. See, this account will not have any subscriptions. Okay, so let's go for subscriptions. You would not be able to see it. We don't have any subscriptions. And whereas when you go for the Azure AD, here you can find the users all. You can click on users and you can find all the users who are there. Okay. Now what I would do here is that I would just quickly go here. I will go for subscriptions. Let's go for all services and I will go for subscriptions. And from here, I will share the subscription. Let's click on Azure Pass and I will share it for other user. So let's go for access control. Let's add the rules here. Okay, I will add this guy as a owner of the account. And you can search by the ID. So it's going to be user1, right? User1 at the rate Rinky K2 Outlook dot on Microsoft.com. Let's add this and we'll click on save. So now this has been added. Let's try refreshing this page so that you would be able to find it. See, we have all the resources which are allocated here. So that's how you can share your Azure subscription. And you can also put up multi-factor authentication. You can go for Azure Active Directory. You can click on users and let's click on user here, user one. And I would say that I'm going to add multi-factor authentication for him. So you just go ahead, click on MFA, the multi-factor authentication service. You can do the authentication either by using a Android phone app or Windows phone app, or let's even say an iOS phone app, or using a SMS verification or call oriented verification. So here you can find user one. Let's click on user one and you can enable this user. Click on enable and enable the multi-factor authentication here. So update successful. Let's click on close and we shall now go ahead. Let's refresh this page. We will try logging out and logging in. Okay. So when you go here, it asks for you to set up a MFA. Let's click on next. And here you can do it either by office phone, mobile app, or authentication phone. So authentication phone is where you will get a call or SMS and you can just get it done by entering the code. Office phone is giving a mobile, again a phone number, and mobile app is where you have a Microsoft Authenticator app, and by using Microsoft Authenticator app you can scan the QR code, you can just give approve on your mobile app and you can work on it. Let me go for this authentication phone and I would say India for the region. Let's give the number here, send a text message. So I have received a message. Let's enter the code. It's 818609. So this is done. Okay. Now you can just log out and try logging in. It would ask you for MFA. Okay, for each and every time you log in for this user, it will ask you for MFA. See, I will just log out. Let's try logging in again. See, it asks for a SMS verification. I haven't received the SMS yet. Yeah. So it's 685216. Right. So that's how your security factor, your multi-factor authentication works. Is that okay? Any questions? Well, so this is how you can share the subscription and you can also go with the multi-factor authentication service. Okay. So that's the end for the today's module. It's a short module. You can find it here. Okay. It's just like the 60 slides what we have here. It speaks about the AD, all these things. So we are done with this. Let me know if you have any questions. And Joyrap, are you there? I just want to repeat this Azure AD Connect once again for you. Joyrap, are you there? Can you post a response, please? Okay, others, any questions? Tarak, Karthik? Yes, Chandu, we have B2B. I can show you here. This is just an heads up. Okay, the B2B is going to be on the next module. Okay, the next module is going to be huge on Azure ADC. We have this many parts and it's going to cover a huge sort of thing. So you have Active Directory and implementing AD B2C and B2B. And the objectives would be like multi-factor authentication, B2B collaboration, Microsoft Graph API, social identity provider authentication, AD B2C, AD integration. Okay, you have all these things on the next table. Yep. Hey, Jairap. So what we did is that we went for the Azure Active Directory. Okay, and we have created users already. That's first step. The second thing what we did is we need to install a couple of things. That's your AD domain service and your AD federated service. So I went for the server manager here at the local server and I just added up this manage. Okay, you can go for add computer, add roles and features. And on this add roles and features, I clicked on next where you can find Active Directory domain service and you have Active Directory federation service. So you can select both of these things and you can click on next to get it installed. So once when you install this, it will ask you for a forest service and you need to create a group. So you can just go there, you can create a forest service and a group okay, let's say even say not a group, a forest service alone, and come to the Active Directory domain service, you can go for tools. Okay, when you go for tools, you can find add directory users and computers. So you can go here again, click on the domain which you have registered, that's CodeSizzler.info. You can go to users and you can find we would be having this enterprise administrator. So go into this enterprise admin, click on members, and here you can add the members. You can just say add and you can add the members. Once after you do all these things, you can go for AD Connect. You can download AD Connect. You can install it over here on this machine, and you can get connected with the account which you have created now, right? An account which you created now, you just need to log in where you are going to connect with Azure AD Global Administrator account as well, so that it gets synchronized. So that's about your AD Connect. Is that okay? Installing AD Connect. Yeah, you need to install the AD Connect from Azure portal. You can just see, go to the Azure portal. You have AD, right? Go here. You can find AD Connect. Click on AD Connect. You have an option called Download AD Connect. Probably yes. Let me scroll this. Go for the overview. You can scroll down. You should have an option here. Download Active Directory Connect. Or go for Azure AD Connect. And from here, okay. Even if it's not here, I will share you a link. Wait. You can even do it from the server manager. Yes, go here please. So download AD Connect from this window. Okay. I'm just sharing the link for you. Yep. You can download the AD Connect from this link. Yeah, Joyram. AD Connect is like a gateway. Okay, it's like a tool where it helps you to get connected from the on-premise tenants towards the cloud tenants. Okay, you need to do the synchronization where you need to. I cannot say it as migration, but synchronization where you have to maintain the same tenants whom you have in the on-premise environment towards a cloud environment. So that's the reason we go for AD Connect. Is that okay? Right. Others, any question? Asha, Tarek, Chandu, all good? Okay, thank you. Thanks all for responding. Come on, Jairab, anytime. So do the demo, please. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Thanks, Karthik. So I'll be available here. Please do and let me know if you have any questions so that I can help you out. Hi Arsha, can we change the domain name in Azure AD as per our requirement? Yeah, Arsha, you can do it. You can buy any domain. Let's say you can even buy it like Microsoft.tk, though it might be a legal components, but still, I'm just saying you for an example. You can buy any domain. The only thing is that you should be the owner of the DNS. That's it. If you have the DNS zone file access, you can do the forwarding, domain forwarding. Not a problem on that. Hey Chandu, it's out of our course agenda, but want to know what is Cloud India, which gets connected. Do we have any third-party tools which gets connected as your portal to perform the operations? There are plenty of tools which comes from Azure itself. Okay, and I had not been working with any third-party tools. I'm completely with the Azure platform, so I have no idea about any third-party tool is there or not. But the Cloud Endure, which you are saying is a third-party, okay, where Microsoft is not supporting for it. Microsoft has their own DR agents. Microsoft has their own backup called as Azure Backup. Okay, the Cloud Endure is ideally for the data backup and the operations to perform. So that's where we use your Azure Backup, your all these things. And the Cloud Endure is something like a third-party tool which helps again on the cloud environment to take a backup, to put up things like your disaster recovery all. Okay. Do you have any videos on infrastructure migrations using ASR role? Chandu, I do have. Probably I will push it on the YouTube. Okay, I have it on my hard disk. I'll push it on the YouTube and you can find it over there. Okay. We have ASR covered here as well, but not on the migration part. But still, I will just push it across to you. Sure, Chandu, I will let you know. Yep, noted. Hi Sandeep, can you please guide us how to migrate on-premise servers to Azure Cloud? Yes, sure. So let's take a simple example that you have some data on your web applications, or let's say that you have it on your server machine, something like that. Okay. What you need to do is that you would be having a data disk, right? I'm not speaking about program files, I'm speaking about the data disk. You need to take a backup of the data disk as a VHD format. Okay. So you need to take it as a VHD format. You have to put it on an Azure storage account where the VHD format would be, I mean, the VHD format data will be available there, and when you create a new virtual machine, you have to connect that towards a VHD disk that you have. Okay, so that's just like you're going to get the data, whatever you have it in the on-premise towards the cloud one. Further, you do have other services. Okay, this is like a simple one that you have. You have other services as well. You can find it on the screen. I will just show you. Give me one sec. You can click on all services and you can search for migration. I'm sorry, one sec. Yes. So you can find these migration things, right? You can migrate your virtual apps, you can migrate your database. All these tools will also help you to have your migration where, let's say, a SQL database is running on your servers, let's say SQL server or something, and you need to migrate it towards cloud server. In that case, you would be using these things. Is that okay? Cool. Harsha, third-party tools are not supported here. In Azure, we don't have the third-party tools for Azure migration. I mean, Microsoft does not support for that. Okay, instead, Microsoft has their own tools as well. And can we have demo on migrating on-premise server to cloud? Probably this is a certification track, Harsha. If you need something personally, I can help you out by sharing videos. Okay, on the migration things. But here on this training, we don't have a demo for that. Hi Sandeep, if I have VM HDD that is VMX, then need to convert in VHD format. Yep. So what you can do is that you're speaking about a VM hard disk, right? So you can use a storage explorer if it is on Azure. That's you're speaking about premium hard disk, and that storage explorer will help you to take a backup on .vhd format. The same is available on other cloud services as well, like let's say AWS or anything. You can take a backup on the VHD format. Is that okay, Sandeep? So the tool here is Azure Storage Explorer. Okay, I hope you remember that I we were working on it when we were on the module 5 or 6 something, if I'm not wrong, on these storage concepts. Yes. Asha, are you there? Yes, that's what I mean to say. So I will share the videos, okay, and that should help you guys out. Probably I will ask the support team people to put it to you guys, okay? Or I'll put it even on the YouTube, and from there you can access it. Okay. Hi Tarek. Yes, you should have a SSL certificate, and you need to import that SSL certificate on your ADDS if you need to configure that. And Joyrep, for creating a domain, the older way is that you buy it from the GoDaddy. Okay. And now what you can do is you should create a web app or anything, and there you can buy a domain. You can see domain, app service domain. Let me check. So from here you'll be able to buy it. So you need to pay for this separately. Okay. See, you can search for the domain, you can buy it, but you need to pay for it separately. This is a paid service, so I will not get into it. Just make sure this is the way that you can buy a domain on Azure on from your app service domain. There's only import option. Yes, that's right. Tarak, when you create a web app, right, or when you create a ADDS, you should create a SSL certificate. Okay. When I was discussing about web app, I showed you the SSL certificate, right? So there you need to download. It should be on a premium app service plan. From there you need to download it. Once after you download from there, you can upload it towards here. Cool. Tarak, we did not work on uploading the certificate, and moreover, that's not a demo for you guys at all. It's not there on your. You can check the course content. It's not on your part at all. It's developing Azure solutions is where we would be developing a security certificate, and from there we would be importing all these things. For you guys, it is about how to implement the multi-factor authentication, how to implement AD Connect to get connected with the on-premise and the cloud environment, all these things. I would suggest you leave ADDS. It's not going to be a certification part. You need to go for ADFS. Okay, create a user, create a group over there, and from there try to connect with your cloud environment. That's what we need. Okay. From server manager, we have to add users under ADDS. Yes, so I can show you here. Go to the server manager. Go to the server manager. Click on tools. Okay, you can find add Active Directory users and computers. So go there, and there you can add users. Hi Tarak, created user one and user two and then added user admin group. After that, after that you need to install AD Connect, and in the AD Connect it will ask you for a sign in option. So there you need to give the user credentials. I mean, what you have in the AD, in your local AD environment, the user you whom you created, right? That credentials you need to provide it over there. Azure AD Connect, once after installing Azure AD Connect, it should have asked you for credentials to give there, right? You should give the credentials there. So once when you give it, it will create a migration service role. So that's the migration service role that you should find it on your Azure portal. If you have configured that, you can find it, Tarek. You should give the user one and user two on the AD Connect. Any other questions? Well, shall we close for the day with this, guys? Harsha and others, is it all good? Were you able to do it? Okay. Thanks, Harsha. Thanks for acknowledging. Thanks, Karthik. So, I have just done with the conversion of this video as well. Okay, the yesterday's module. I will push it on the repository right now. I mean, on the YouTube one. So you can expect probably by the next half an hour, something like that, you can expect the video over there. Okay. Acha, yes, I will share that video as well. Okay. The migration video, I will put it on YouTube. You can find it from there. Okay. Yeah, Sandeep, thanks for responding. And Sandeep, I will also share the video. Okay, yesterday's video has been converted. I can show you even right now. Today's video, it will take a bit time for the conversion file to be done. Okay, it will be on a G2M format. Once after it gets converted, I will push it over there. You can find it from there. Okay. See, in recordings, I have yesterday's video which has been converted. So just today's video, I'm waiting for it. Once when it gets done, I will put both the videos in the same stream. Okay. Yeah. Tarak, new user have to click in Azure portal. Not to click in Azure portal, all Tarak, you should be able to find the user. That's it. Nothing like to click or anything. It's fine, Sandeep. That's okay. Tarak, do you have any other questions? Tarak, do one thing. Once after I post this video, check with the steps what I have done in the video. Maybe that should help you out. Okay. Because you should be able to find it. You should find a migration service role and you should find a user one, user two as well. So just check for it, please. Once after I post the video, check with the steps, and you can also write me at any time. Just write me out, okay? I will help you out before the next demo that we are going to move. You're able to find the migration service role on your Azure portal. You should find it. If you have done the migration correctly, then you should find the migration service role. Not on the Active Directory, Tarak. I'm sending you my email ID. Just take a note of it and do drop me a mail, please, if you have any problem. Well, thanks, Tarak, and thank you others as well for joining. Just let me know if you have any questions. Okay, you can even post it in the comments of the YouTube channel or write it on the mail. Okay, let's make it interactive, please. Is that okay? Well, thank you guys. See you next week then. Thank you. Bye bye.